and welcome to the show today. I'm very excited to have with me Miranda Marquit from Planting Money Seeds, as well for plantingmoneyseeds.com, as well as you actually just launched a book recently, Confessions of a Professional Blogger, which great. I'm excited for your book. How's sales going so far?
They're doing okay. They're pretty steady. So, not super fantastic, but, steady.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll be sure to have links down below for anyone interested in that. So be sure to check out the notes below. So I'm very excited. Thank you for being on today.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, so let's start out, I guess, with the first question, which I ask everyone else. What has been one of the stupidest things you've done with your money so far in your lifetime?
Well, I actually have two. I hope that's okay.
Okay.
But the first is, like so many other people, getting in debt during college. So not only did I have the credit card debt, which everybody has, but I also did student loans.
Yeah.
Which I did not need to do. I had a full tuition scholarship and a part-time on-campus job. So there was actually no reason for me to take student loans, but I did it anyway because it sort of helped fund my lifestyle, my good times in college. So that is probably the stupidest thing I've done is, taking debt that I didn't need.
Yeah.
Even though it's an expensive debt and has a tax deduction to it, it's still debt I did not need and that served no real purpose. So that was really stupid, was the debt that I racked up in college. And then the second thing was when I first started my business, I did not plan for taxes.
Oh,
and,
ouch.
Yeah, a lot of us forget about that. And then when I did plan for taxes the next year after I realized, what a terrible hole I was in, I planned for federal taxes, but then forgot about state taxes. And so then was in the hole again for state taxes. So those I think are the two stupidest things I've done with my money, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the one is, with your business, I guess both of them are learning experiences.
Yeah.
You learn the hard way with a few. Do you have anything to show for all of those, all of that student loan debt as far as, at least great memories or anything like that?
I have lots of good memories of Las Vegas, Southern California.
All right. Well, that is good, and yet you're wishing you didn't have some of those memories, and you'd replace those for the loans at this point.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah. Really, how often do you need to go to Vegas?
True.
Really?
True. So it brings up another good point where you need to have, I guess, you need to be smart with your money, but still allow yourself the freedom to have some fun.
So, oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, but you just said as you were saying, you went a little overboard with some of that as far as taking out debt for it.
Yeah, and then part of the problem too is since I had these student loans, I was like, well, I've got this money in the bank, so I'll call in and skip a shift I worked at the cafeteria, okay. So I'll skip a shift at the cafeteria so I can go have this fun, go to this concert or go to this activity or whatever it was. So then not only, so it's not just about, it wasn't just about the running off to, have spring break in San Diego or something like that. It was also, oh, well, I've got this money in the bank from my student loan. So now I'm skipping work and not bringing in those earnings that I would normally bring in. So it was just this horrible spiral of, young stupidity, I guess.
Yeah, so. That's a good way to say it. That's a great way to say it. And then, with the business side of things, I think a lot of us, I had something similar where I remember I had to, I forget what it was, but when you don't, well, as far as you're paying your taxes, your income, your self-employment taxes and stuff like that goes, I did it somewhat similar. I left, I knew there was something coming up, but I had no idea it was as big as it was going to be.
Oh no!
and I ended up just doing the thing where you paid the interest rate. It was actually very reasonable,
Yeah.
So I just took that interest rate and had basically a loan to the government for, I don't know. It took me probably 6 months into the following, or 6 months after that to get it squared away, but it was good.
Yeah, the IRS installment plan.
Yes. Yeah. It's been so long that I don't remember any of that stuff.
I know all about that. Most states have them too.
Oh,
So
geez. And you know that the ins and
I
outs of
know
that
that as
very well.
well.
And I assume you've definitely written about that, being the prolific writer that you are.
I have, yes.
So,
Yeah,
all right.
just come up.
All right. So, on the flip side of that, what's been one of the smartest things you've done with your money?
Well, I think um, that's a little bit harder because I feel like the so-called smart things I do with my money are, common sense things that I should have been doing with it all the time. Especially, hindsight is 2020 and everything like that. But I think one of the smartest things we started doing was just, finally deciding to stop waiting to put money into the retirement, open up a retirement fund and just go for it. When we opened up our Roth IRA originally, a long time ago, 8 or 9 years ago, I was just barely starting out as a freelancer, and my husband was still a student, and so neither of us had, a real job, and so we were kind of like, well, we should wait to open up a retirement. And finally, we just said, no, you know what? The best time to start saving for retirement is now. And so we opened up the Roth IRA and we started investing money in it. It wasn't very much at first, but I think that was kind of the smartest thing because it was taking action on something that we knew we should be doing and just making it happen. And then, of course, over the years, we've increased the contributions. We've got other retirement accounts as well now, and it just, but that was kind of the starting point where, I just kind of said, we need to make this happen
Yeah.
and to make it happen now. And then from there, we just started making other, I realized, well, then if we can do this, then we need to be doing these other things.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably
So
just,
starting that ball rolling, it really
yes,
is.
yeah,
And
getting
it
there.
sounds like at the very beginning you didn't. I mean, you didn't have a lot of money. Like you said, you were students, and didn't really have those big, high-paying jobs or whatever it might be. You had all these justifications to not do it. But do you remember how much it was when you first started? Like, are we talking like $100 that first year kind of
I
thing?
wish it was like $50 a month.
Oh wow,
So, I mean, it
nice.
was really low, and so I mean, it was just really low. But I
Good
knew
start.
I knew from my writing it was a start, and that the compound interest would be good, and really the habit,
Yeah.
developing the habit of saying, these are the things that I want to do with my money. These are the things I want my money to accomplish. And now I'm going to make it happen and
Yeah.
stop making, like you were saying, stop making the excuses.
Yeah.
So that's really how, that's really kind of, I guess, the smartest thing was just saying, no more excuses. This is what we know we need to do. And it doesn't matter if we've only got $50 a month. That's what we're going to do.
Great, great. Well, those are some great stories. Thank you so much for sharing them with me and the audience today.
Well, thank you.
Again, with plantingmoneyseeds.com to check out any more of Miranda's stuff, as well as be sure to check out her book, Confessions of a Professional Blogger, which I think probably couldn't be written by anyone more prolific than Miranda here, who if you were to search on financial topics and stuff, her name's going to pop up a lot more than you would believe. So thank you again, and have a good one, Miranda.
Thanks, you too.